Good evening, welcome to the University of Worcester Arena. It's round 19 of the BBL Championship for this game between the hometown Worcester Wolves and the visiting top of the table Leicester Riders. Leicester coming into tonight's game sitting 10 points clear and in rude health at the top of the BBL. Coach Rob Paternostro will feel that they already have one hand at least on that league title. Although brimming with top tier talent, Leicester know they are by no means infallible. And they've won 4 from their last 5 games, having gone down heavily to the Bristol Flyers just a week ago. Nevertheless, it will be another job to be done for the Riders. Volume scorers tonight led so far this season by Gino Crandall on paper with 16.9 average per game. And Coach Paternostro, he'll be looking to consolidate their grip on the top of the BBL table. Worcester Wolves been something of a roller coaster in recent weeks. 2 wins from the last 5, but they avenged a heavy 20-point home defeat to local rivals Bristol Flyers, taking them down just a few days later on their home floor, and that off the back of an impressive win against the London Lions, who subsequently edged an overtime thriller here at the Worcester Arena last Sunday. Wolves took an impressive win last time out these two teams met, so that will definitely give the team a boost of confidence coming into tonight's game. Matt Newby, he'll be pretty pleased, I think, with the way his team have responded to the Bristol defeat, and sitting 6th in the BBL right now with 25 played, which is more than any other team. He will be eyeing the results both of Sheffield and Bristol, who are chasing their position, each with 2 games in hand, and all three of those teams separated by just 4 points. So as we get to the business end of the season, 6-8 is turning out, as we predicted, to be an absolute dogfight, which means that 2 points from tonight's game are critical for Wolves if they are to keep that chasing pair at arm's length. So will it be Leicester Riders who tighten their grip on the championship here tonight, or can the Worcester Wolves deliver another win and 2 precious points against the league leaders on their home floor? Well, the man who is here to help us unravel it is he who is to basketball what the coronavirus is to family gatherings. It is the partially vaccinated, however mildly infectious, Mr. Crislow. We are very socially distanced, I'm pleased to say, which is excellent, yes. Most excellent. Quick one, thoughts on this, Chris, before you do the team sheets?
Well, it's vital for both teams. Who's going to come out and win tonight, and it's going to be a tight one. I'm just looking at the past games. It's always been a tight game between these two. You know, even with the positions. But I think the big thing for Wolves is get this consistency.
Yeah,
that's going to be the secret.
And they know they can beat Leicester.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They know they can beat any team in the league on a given day. But that's going to be good going into the playoffs. Well,
players coming out wearing the 0 shirt for the Leicester Riders. Gino Crandall, as we said, top scorer for them on paper so far this season. Mustafa Heron, number 3. William Lee with a number 4 shirt. And it is the big man, Mo Walker, number 6. Jamel Anderson at number 8. Corey Johnson, number 9. Justin Headley, 11. Connor Washington, familiar name to everybody around the BBL, with a 13 shirt. Aaron Falzon, 14, Ali Fraser at 15, and Darren Nelson Henry wearing the number 50 shirt, and led, of course, by head coach Rob Paternostro and his assistant here tonight, Pablo Vasquez. So, Worcester Wolves taken to the floor, and 0 shirt for Worcester tonight. It is, of course, one of the imports, Lamar Kimball. And of those imports, Brandon Anderson not featuring in tonight's game. We'll talk about that a little while. Mike Parks Jr., the big man with the number 1 shirt, Mr. Double-Double. Someone who's grown into his game over the last couple of months. Really, Martin Batnett, the captain, sponsored by Bar 23 here in Worcester. Josh McSwiggan, the GB under-21 international, number 4, number 6, Jordan Williams. He is going through a real purple period right now for Worcester. Mika Elan, the youngster from California, number 10. And Elijah Burns, the recent arrival, number 11. Nathan Ramsdale only at 12. Sean Parran-Rackley, hopefully will be in. We think he's there. 18, 20, Daniel Johnson-Thompson. Tola Akiki, number 22, number 25, Matt Williamson, and 77, it's Henry Wilkins. And of course, led by the head coach, Matt Newby, who is sponsored by Spirit Executive and his assistant, Dean Blake. Sounds like doing the charts, Pop Pickers.
Not off.
Not off, mate. Hey, Chris, let's have a chat about this one. Firstly, I think, no Brandon Anderson tonight.
No, big loss. The last game I was here, he was the guy who, for me, was the catalyst for that win. But look, the team has gelled throughout the season. You know, when people have been away and people haven't been able to play and we've lost people, we've gained people and stuff like that. The ability for another player to step up. Josh McSwiggan, for instance. We said, oh, Boutnick's not playing, who's going to be the man? That night he was the man. So the team should never fear anyone being missing.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob Paternoster this week had an interview and he said, well, we've had this up and down season, players in and out, and we haven't seen the best of them. But the thing is that it's been the same for every team. There's been COVID, there's been injuries, there's been players not available for one thing or another. So therefore, all the way through, it's the same for all teams. But it's whether the team can cope with that and keep the consistency. That's the secret. And I think Matt Newby knows that. And all he's got to do is for a Wolves point of view now, is get that consistency going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the Wolves should not fear any team realistically because they beat every team.
And also, knowing what you know about Leicester, what would be your game plan coming in tonight with your coaching hat on?
Expect them to be as tough as ever. They play on the. For me, they always play on the edge.
Yeah.
They play on the edge defensively, and they let the referees make the call. And I think the way Rob works the referees is that the referees. No, he'll push it to the absolute limit, and the team will do the same.
And obviously, you've got the two big guys, Walker and Nelson Henry. That's a big job to deal with down low.
Well, it is. So therefore, the Wolves' big guys need to stand up to them. But at the same point, they don't want to get themselves early into foul trouble. So suddenly, Matt Newby's having to scramble, and they're going to have to work on mismatches and stuff like that. It's a case of, from a Wolves' point of view, is that if a player has got good position on me, you kind of have to play the long game, if you like, and let that go. But the focus will be is that don't. It's always what you can do, not what the opposition can do. Don't let any team play how they want to play. Get them doing something different, and that's if you dictate what you're doing, so therefore they have to change. Then that's half the battle. And
in a way, I suppose, with Leicester, one of the I think characterises all of Rob's teams is this the ferocious pace that they come out at. Well, that actually suits this Worcester setup.
Well, that's it, and I think that's probably why that these games this season have been so close. Is because the teams are matched, and you get it a lot of the time. Sometimes you could be playing 1v8 as in position wise, and you look at it and go, on paper we should have this team beat, but you just, for some reason, you just don't match up well against them. And you'll see that throughout the seasons. You'll go, oh, what one minute, that was the top team, and they're playing the seventh team at home, and they've lost all three against them, or they've lost 2 out of 3 against them. Why is that? It's just the fact that sometimes you just don't match up well against a certain team and the personnel within that team.
And looking around the dynamic of tonight's fixture, I think for me, we said it in the talk-up, one of the things, obviously Leicester are 10 points clear now at the top of the table, so they've got a hand on on that cup, if you like. Certainly at least one of those handles. You're looking pretty unassailable now in that position. For Worcester, you've got Sheffield behind, only 2 behind with a couple of games in hand, and Bristol a couple of points behind them, also with a couple of games in hand. So 4 points separating those 3 teams. That's 6 to 8. It's an absolute punch-up, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I think that's the way the season's been, isn't it? Everyone, apart from Leicester, everyone's sort of been winning and losing, and I think the thing is that the secret now for Wolves is that realistically, and it's a good way to go into the ends of the season, is that they're playing finals basketball.
Yeah.
Whereas Leicester are going, if we don't win tonight, it's not the end of the world. We can win the next one, and other results could go for us. Where
Rob Paternoster doesn't think like that.
no, he doesn't.
He absolutely doesn't think
he
like
doesn't.
that.
But that's the reality of
yeah,
it.
for sure.
Whereas for Wolves, is that every win is vital now to keep that 6th place.
Yeah, if anything, I'd say it's probably, probably in his mind actually. It's something he probably. It's a demon in the sense I've got to convince this team to go out and play this to win, not to be, as you say, in that position where we could lose it, and if we did, well, it's not the end of the world.
Well, yeah, it's a away game.
Yeah.
Go and win the home game.
Yeah, Rob Paternoster goes to breakfast to win, I think.
Well, yeah.
So, well, let's see what happens. Starters taking to the floor, and we will run you down those when the technology allows us to do it, which it's not doing at the moment. Oh, here you go. So starting for Worcester tonight, it's going to be Lamar Kimball, Mike Parks Jr., Martin Bapnick, Josh McSwing, Jordan Williams. Gone big. Yeah, I think it's fair to say, and we'll see as we players taking the knee for Black Lives Matter once again. Starting tonight for the Leicester Riders, it's Heron, Lee, Johnson, Connor Washington, and Nelson Henry, Crandall, Walker Anderson, Headley, Wild, Falzon, and Ali Fraser coming off the bench for the Leicester Riders tonight. And it's Worcester who take the opening tip. And immediately seeing that Mike Parks Jr., Nelson Henry matchup that we talked about. Kimball, long distance 2 from Kimball to get things moving for Worcester, and he sent it straight away. You feel that pace in this game coming in. Nelson Henry goes to Lee at the top. Heron, he puts up the triple, short this time, and Dougie Parks is there just to let that off the ironwork. Lamar Kimball, now he dances his way inside. Good pass to Williams, mid-range 2 from him, no good. Washington's there to collect it off the ironwork. 2-point ball game. Nice interplay. Heron and Washington. Johnson this time. Johnson drives hard inside off the window. Nice finish from the young fella. Jordan Williams. He's impressed so far this season, Jordan Williams. He's attracting some attention for sure. This time it's Lamar Kimball. He's trying to find his way around Connor Washington. Good hang from him, but he can't get it to go. Washington has it. Nelson Henry. Great movement from the Leicester Riders. Johnson can't get the triple to go. A long outlet to McSwiggan. It's going to be a jump ball, no. McSwiggan can't hold on to it. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It just when it's behind you and you're turning and still trying to orientate where you're going, very difficult.
Didn't have time to apply the brakes. Lee goes into Heron. Great ball movement from the Leicester Riders. Just not dropping for them. Jordan Williams collects it. Side of Mike Parks. Mike Parks just muscles Nelson Henry out of the way. Wow. Mike Parks Jr. Rob Paternoster just pointing that out with Pablo Vasquez. Certainly two very different physical specimens, and drives hard inside. Good finish from Heron. Kimball, Parks, big men running the perimeter. Jordan Williams. Nice dish down to Boutnick. Boutnick reversing it off the window. 2-point ball game. 7:10 to play now. So 3 minutes played. That's Wolves by 2. Connor Washington. Washington goes into William Lee. Lee turns the corner, puts it up high. Almost collects his own rebound. It's plucked away out of his hands by Jordan Williams. Kimball, in a bit of space. Boutnick almost gets his pocket picked. Jordan Williams, great defensive energy from the Leicester Riders. Parks is there with a baby hook over the top. Paternoster out of his seat. touch from him, doesn't go. Mike Parks is there to pick up the scraps. 4-point game. Boutney, Swigan going to work on Johnson. Nice match up. Josh McSwiggan fades it away for 2. 6-point ball game. 4 minutes played. Washington. Great defensive work from Josh McSwiggan. Both teams moving the ball well. Oh, it was a nice dish to Mike Boogie Parks, who puts it up off the window.
Right ball movement. Big men sort of drive to the basket, and when the help comes, the big guy Parks is underneath there, ready with his hands. You know, I've always said his hands are very, very good. Same with when Boutneck just drove, help came, find the extra man, ball movement there, no dribble. That's all the other thing. It's always good when there's no dribble, because it's you don't give them the time to recover. I thought Wolves at the start shot the ball too well. Got to spots and pulled up for jump shots and sort of bailing them out. But then now they've sort of changed it slightly and sort of relaxed it into the game a little bit. Happy to drive, penetrate, wait for the help to come, dish. Testing whether Leicester have the ability for the helper to be helped.
Yep.
You know, and that isn't happening quick enough, and that's probably why Rob's called that timeout. Is simply because the helper isn't being helped, and everyone's got to work on that. The next thing for Wolves is that if they've done that, one more pass, and then the next person will be open.
Well, Mo Walker into the game for Leicester. No surprise really there.
Well, he'll sort of.
I think Nelson Henry was struggling to deal with Mike Parks.
Yeah, well, that's it. This is the next test for Mike Parks now.
So we all know what Mo Walker can do down here in Worcester. So let's see, Gino Crandall in the game. Walker to the fadeaway, doesn't go. Williams pushes it down low. Mark Kimball, who takes a deflection. Jordan Williams couldn't hold on to it.
No, got a little bit too cute then, Worcester.
Heron, shovel pass inside to Walker. Walker just biding his time, loses the ball. Heron is there to pick it up. Johnson, I beg your pardon. Just he's up. He's all over Martin Boutneck. Let's press. The referee almost blew that, I think. The shoulder went down. The referee thought, let's let it play. It's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, but he didn't come out of his. It didn't come out of his circle. That's the secret. If you step out of your cylinder, then it is.
Boutneck deflected out of bounds. Couldn't find the Mark Kimball. So, new ball comes in.
Yeah.
These rules are sanitising the ball every time it's out of play.
Yeah.
A bit like Wimbledon. New balls. Started early.
Yeah.
So, Henry Wilkins checked in for Worcester. Lobs inside to Williams. Williams. The dish to Kimball. Walker was quick there. Elijah Burns can't finish. Lee is there and he says, that ball is mine. Gino Crandall over the top for 2. So, Leicester Riders get their side of the scoreboard ticking over once again. 3:48 to play in the quarter. 4-point ball game. Williams drives hard to the bucket. And
so he got there late.
Yeah, referee's discussing that. So Williams is going to go to the line.
Yeah, it was be interesting to see how Burns copes with Walker's physicality. I mean, that's why they just gave Parks the rest. Was he literally just got bumped and needed needed a blow, if you like. So now let's see what Burns can do against Walker. I'm sure that Leicester will go straight into that.
Well, Fraser's checked in. Ian Johnson, both taking a breather, and Jamel Anderson.
There you go.
There we go, Walker. It's a tough job for Elijah Burns to contain him. He is like a raging bull. Oh. Gino Crandall.
Yeah, someone needs to box him out, because if they don't, they're going to be in trouble.
Outneck switches on the afterburners. He kicks it out to Wilkins, to Kimball. Yeah, down to Jordan Williams. He's going to go to work. Cross court to Boutneck, Martin Boutneck. Great hang from him.
Bit of zone from Leicester there.
Seven-point game. Connor Washington. Washington. Cross court. Fraser just lost the handle on the basketball. There they have it. Lamar Kimball goes to Boutneck. Cross court. Wilkins thought about the three. Going to go route one with Jordan Williams blocking foul. So that'll be a Wolves ball.
Yeah, and the good thing is that the referees are letting this so far. I mean, that's the second foul.
2 fouls in the game.
Yeah.
So Lamar Kimball takes a seat, and Elan checks in. Jordan Williams goes to Wilkins. Gino Crandall was all over the ball there. Williams spins on the move for two. 9-point game now, Worcester Wolves. Crandall finds Ali Fraser. Down low, Ali Fraser just drops it in off the window. 2:15 to play in the quarter. 7-point ball game. Boutneck, nice dish into Elijah Burns. And that'll be a foul on Brandon Anderson. And Burns will go to the line.
Yeah, it's almost like Leicester have this second unit that comes in, and they're sort of the risk takers, if you like. That they play. They body up, they intimidate you, they sort of don't want you to move, and Wolves are coping with it well at the moment. Looks like Leicester is still looking at possibly playing this zone, especially off the end line.
Roger Burns a long way out. 11 on the shot. We're going to Mika Elan for the triple, no good, just rims out. Tola Akiki has it. Checked in for Boutneck. Elan decides to run the baseline. He can't finish. It was a poor finish really from Mika Elan. Crandall fouls on. Gets a finger to it. So Wolves have it. 7 points with 1:41 to play. Riders on 3 team fouls in the quarter so far. So the referee's letting this game flow. Tola Akiki now. Wilkins dropped down to the corner. He's got Washington all over him. Elan. Elijah Burns drives inside. He's fouled. So Rob Paternoster now a little bit frustrated with that call.
Yeah, but this is the thing, is that this is the risk. This is the level that Leicester play at there. They'll step it up and just see what the referees are going to be calling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of smarts on the floor here from both teams. And Elijah Burns on the line for Worcester. 14 fouls now on the board for the Riders. Burns strings the first of those two. Burns, the second. Nails it. Burns, so first points of the game for Burns. Crandall, Kiki doing a great job. They go out to Washington. Rims out. Not much going on from downtown so far in the game. Williams being muscled out of it by Jamel Anderson. Elan Williams. Good ball movement, matched pound for pound by the Riders with defensive energy. Stripped away by Gino Crandall. Fouls on, goes to Anderson, to Washington in the corner. Connor Washington again. Not quite finding his stroke from distance so far in the game. 36 seconds remain. It's a 9-point ball game. Elan. Jordan Williams now. He's going to go to work on Jamel Anderson. The bar on from Anderson to make the space to keep him out, but Williams just gently puts it in. It's 11 points of difference now, 12 on the game clock. Shot clock turned off. Washington, Elan trying to make life difficult, commits the foul with 5 seconds on the clock. First foul of the game.
That's fine.
On that side of the scoreboard, so
don't make it easy for him.
So 11 points of difference. Gino Crandall now bounds to fouls on. 3 seconds to go. Fouls on.
That's the stupid one.
Yeah, he is fouled, and he's going to go and shoot 3. And there's Newby a bit unhappy.
Smart thing he's doing is he's going up to a referee and saying, "What did I do?" Now the smart thing will be is that the next time he's in that situation is does he know how to adjust?
Yeah. Aaron fouls on, strings the first 2. One more to come from Aaron fouls on. Makes all 3. 1 second. The long heave from Wilkins. Ever so close.
Not bad.
But end of the first quarter. Worcester Wolves lead here by 21 points to 13. Chris, that was quite a first quarter from Worcester.
Absolutely. They had that purple patch in the middle where the when they had Parks and Jordan worked so well, where they were driving each. One or the other was actually getting the ball and going to the hoop strongly, or a guard, and as soon as the help came, the other one was ready with their hands to receive the ball. And Leicester didn't play that well, to the extent where they decided to change it up and go a little bit of zone. And even with the zone, Wolves did that. The only thing that I need is for Wilkins. At the moment, he won't shoot. And I think
he had a couple of decent looks.
Of decent looks, and what happened was that the player that was being marked by was just doubling down and just going, right, well, if you want to shoot, but I'm going to just, because I know that you want to put it into the post, so therefore I'm just going to double up. I think it was Crandall, yeah. Yeah, he was just doubling down and just saying, right, if you want to shoot, because you obviously don't want to. He has to take that shot and make that first one, and then you got to play him honest. And at the moment, he's looking to be a facilitator rather than be that extra man on the court who will take that shot.
Well, 69 to 38% from 2-point range, 9 from 13 for Worcester, 5 from 13 for Riders in that first quarter. And Worcester winning the battle of the boards, 12 boards altogether, 11 defensive boards for Wolves.
Yeah, good. Good, great start, but it's a start.
Well, it is, yeah. It's only 1 act and a 4-act drama, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, well, here we go again. Gino Crandall. Aaron fouls on, just mistimes the pass to Ali Fraser. It's out of bounds, so Wolves have it at the start of the second quarter. And Coach Palinostro is making copious notes over there.
Well, the thing is that it's going to be how they rotate on Parks Jr. and whether he has the fuel to allow the 3 big men that Leicester have got to rotate on him.
Elijah Burns.
Well, that was unlucky.
Just rims out. Washington has it. He goes to Crandall. Fraser dishes inside to Crandall. Nice finish. White Fox Jr. so far leading all scorers in this game with 6. Martin Boutnecht matches it up at the other end. Only 4 points from Crandall so far in the game. I'll make that 6 from Gino Crandall. Martin Boutnecht. So Leicester chipping away now, 6 points the difference. Highest lead was 11 so far in the game. Wilkins, this time Wilkins drives hard inside, goes to dish it off to Anderson. Just winds it up, and Leicester figuring out their opponents early in the second quarter. Kimball. Burns. Wilkins. This time inside, he goes to Boutnecht, he looks at the 3. This time Kimball puts up the triple, no good. Gino Crandall is there to pick it up. Stripped away by Martin Boutnecht, but it's out of bounds, and it's going to be a Riders' ball from the sideline. So Williams and McSwiggan check in as Wilkins and Elijah Burns return to the bench. Well, it's as you were for the Riders. Gino Crandall on the inbounds. Fouls on Crandall. Fouls on. It's the deep 3 and brings it back to a 1-point ball game early in this second quarter. Hyde Parks. Boutnecht inside, nicely placed actually to Jordan Williams. Williams this time over the top, just can't get the shot away off balance. At the other end, it's Crandall. It's fouled, so it's going to be on the floor. It'll be an end line possession. 1-point ball game. 7:20 to play.
So quickly it changes.
Well, we know it, don't we? I mean, it's. It's that no panic style of play that Leicester have. Crandall, he goes to fouls on for 3. This time, no good. So Worcester breathe again. Boutnecht has it. Just indicating. Good ball movement to find Lamar Kimball. He puts it up high off the glass. A glance to the referee. Anderson, Crandall, Fraser, back to Crandall. Falzon's wide open if they can get the ball to him. They go inside to Fraser this time. Fraser spins high off the glass again. It doesn't go. McSwiggan just can't hold on to the ball, so out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock off this inbounds ball. And subs now. So, Gino Crandall checks out. Johnson is back in for the Riders. Fouls on Washington. Rory Johnson for 3, nails it. 6:27 to play now in the second quarter. And that gives the Leicester Riders a 2-point advantage. Offensive foul. So good work from Jamel Anderson. 25-23 it is, and a lot of noise coming from the benches, making up for the fact there's no crowd. But,
strange thing for me is that he's done that all game, and then the referee decides to call it now.
Well, the call is the call. Johnson can't finish. Great work from Ali Fraser to find those 2 points. Triple teamed just kept his head. 4 points to lead now for Leicester. Kimball drops his head, drives hard inside, he draws the foul. Block it is, and he is going to go to the line. And yeah, Matt Newby just discussing exactly the same point you said. He had it was a bar arm. He's
yeah, exactly.
So Kimball on the line. He strings the first of these two. 5:42 to play. 2 team fouls in this quarter for Wolves. Only 1 for the Leicester Riders so far. Connor Washington. To Fraser. Washington yet to open his account in the game. Connor Washington. Ali Fraser spins. Doesn't go. Mike Parks has it. So here come Worcester again. 3-point game. Corey Johnson leading scorer now, and he's all over Martin Boutlet. They go into the Mark Kimball. Josh McSwiggan with the triple. Doesn't go. Corey Johnson plucks it off the ironwork. Washington. Corey Johnson. Ali Fraser adds to his tally with a mid-range 2 jumper. 5-point game, and Matt Newby wants to talk it over.
Yeah, I was just looking then. It just looked. I'm not sure whether he's called the timeout one because of the score, but it looked like Wolves' allocation or matchup was all out of place then, and I think he just wanted to make sure that everyone was okay because Mo Walker was marking Washington.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a bit of a mismatch, but yeah, I mean, Leicester have come out second quarter, just gone up a gear, and Wolves, you know, it was that old thing, wasn't it? Wolves was until the quarter ended, were all okay, and then Leicester have sort of gone, right, this is what we've been doing, this is what we need to do, go and do it, sort of thing. And Wolves are sort of saying, right guys, well, this is what we need to get back to that purple patch. How do we do it?
Yeah.
You know, the same personnel are now back on the court, so there you go. Go and do what you were doing. Again, make Leicester stop you.
So, McSwiggan on the inbound. So 4:50 to go to half-time here in Worcester. The Riders lead now 29 points to 24. Parks, screen. Martin Boutnick drives inside. That's got to be a travel, yeah. Just got called out. Yeah, I think Martin Boutnick struggled to argue that one.
It wasn't so much that. I think what he was saying was he couldn't pass it because his arm was being held.
Corey Johnson, Nelson Henry. Parks straight, but Nelson Henry straight over the top of him. Point difference now. And out of bounds. So Johnson inbounds to Connor Washington. Inside the last 4 minutes of the quarter now. And Nelson Henry, a hint of a travel there, possibly, maybe not spotted. Kimball. Although he picks up the points. Swiggan, Mr. Kimball, Lamar Kimball. Weaves his way through the traffic, kicks it out to Josh McSwiggan for 3. That looked way off from here. Nelson Henry Picks it up. Connor Washington over the timeline for the Riders. Anderson to Nelson Henry. This time it's Mike Parks who makes a nuisance of himself. High pass out to Connor Washington right at the end of the shot clock. So Worcester get the stop. Elijah Burns checking in for Mike Parks.
Yeah, I don't think Mike Parks wanted to go off then.
No. Yeah, his body language is telling us everything, really.
Yeah, I've got him. I've got him, coach.
Elijah Burns kicks it out to McSwiggan for three. Too long this time. Williams muscled out of it by Jamel Anderson once again, and now it's Washington who switches on the afterburners. Leicester going up through the gears now. William Lee across to Anderson. Anderson to Lee. From the free throw line, Lee drops another two in the bucket. 11-point game. Great turnaround from the Riders. Lamar Kimball. Elijah Burns for three. Finally, Worcester get something going from downtown. Elijah Burns is there. Washington into Nelson Henry. To Lee. Corey Johnson fouled. The referee, foul on the floor, so it's going to be an end line ball. So Williams picks up his second foul of the game, only third foul of the quarter, so not much going on on either side of the scoreboard. Right, Boogie Parks checks in for Jordan Williams. So straight back down to do work on Nelson Henry. Immediately he's there making a nuisance of himself. Nelson Henry gets it to go and count it. And the bonus. Nelson Henry is going to the line for the three-point play, and with that, Wolves on 14 fouls. So,
can't believe that they didn't see a trouble.
Well, it's Nelson Henry.
He'd bought himself a West Midlands bus pass.
Just doesn't go. So, two, it shall remain. 10 points of difference now. Lamar Kimball into Mike Parks. Mike Parks. Oh, it's got to be. Yeah, goaltend, for sure. Ball travelling down off the window, so Worcester basket good. And Corey Johnson inbounds from the end line. Washington to Johnson, great take by Corey Johnson, rejected by Elijah Burns. And William Lee unhappy about something in there. But 8 points separate them. William Lee to Connor Washington at the top now. Washington, good matchup with Kimball. And that is going to send Jamel Anderson to the line. And Mike Parks Jr., he says no. But Elijah Burns with the foul, so first foul of the game for him. Wolves now in the bonus with 1:16 to play. So Jamel Anderson strings the first. Anderson, he sets for the second. Jamel Anderson does to get it to go. So it's a 9-point ball game. Burns carrying one foul. 5 points for him so far in the game. It's Mike Parks He leads all scorers with 8. Got a chance to make it 10. Lee says no. Get out of here. And a few choice words with Mike Parks Jr. Yeah, there was something going on at the other end, wasn't there?
Yeah.
It seems to be bubbling away. I think we might see the balloon going up, to use the hackneyed old phrase. Mike Parks very unhappy about something. Referees calmed it all down. 55.9 seconds to play. It was a great block from William Lee. Mike Parks dispossessed twice, gets the ball back, just can't get it to drop. And referee having a chat with Matt Newby.
Yeah, I think there's something, a call or something.
So 5 seconds on the shot clock off the inbound ball. Boutnick goes to Kimball. Burns on the outside, Kimball. Oh my goodness me, Lamar Kimball! How we got that to go? It's a miracle, but go it did. Gets it to a 7-point ball game. Connor Washington. Kimball making a nuisance of himself. Washington turns the corner, rejected by Josh McSwiggan. Martin Boutnick nails it! Martin Boutnick hits it from downtown. And with that, Worcester back within 4.
Well, that's it. And that's the thing you got to do against Leicester is that if they start doing what they've just done it, and sort of they play at that intensity on defense, and that they push you and push you and push you, and they want you to lose control of yourselves, and if you stand up to them within your own ability to stay calm, I know it sounds daft, but you've got to push back at them, but stay calm and stay in the game that you want to be in, not let them get you into a different game. Then anything's possible, and I think that's what happened at the start of the quarter. Now what you want to do is make sure that at the end of this quarter you don't have the finish, because I think that's what was the catalyst for Leicester starting the second quarter, was those three shots that they took at the end, which went, I think was it, a 12-point lead down to an 8-point lead, all of a sudden sort of thing, and that's where you want to make sure that you don't give them anything at all. And if they do stand up to you, you stand up to them back and push back and say, well, I'm not going to be intimidated by you.
Chips it away, back down to a 4-point game. So 2 other games tonight. London Lions are taking on Glasgow Rocks earlier on, 110-73. Goodness me, that's a big loss on the road for Glasgow. And Plymouth just underway down there at the Plymouth Pavilions. They're taking on Bristol. 6 apiece there in the first quarter. 5 minutes played, so we'll keep you across.
Are Glasgow playing short-handed? They are, aren't they? Because two players went, didn't they? And they didn't bring anything in, did they?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a long trip back, that's for sure. Gino Crandall working the clock. This is inside to Nelson Henry. Nelson Henry just puts it up off the window. Crandall's there on the buzzer. Doesn't go. So at the end of the second quarter, it is a Leicester Riders who lead here in Worcester by 40 points to 34. Chris, you wrap up on that first half.
Well, it's a tight game again, isn't it? It ebbs and flows. 1 minute, it was quite close early on. Then suddenly you saw Worcester have that purple patch, and they went into the end of the quarter up, and then suddenly Leicester come out with a different starting 5 in the quarter, and they got them, and they got a lead, and then Wolves sort of, I think it was Parks who sort of stood up to him, and everyone went, well, I've got his back, which is great to see. And then suddenly Wolves go again. So I think it's going to be who comes out at the start of the half as best we can.
Well, as always at this time in proceedings, a quick shout out to all of the sponsors here, of course, University of Worcester, in whose magnificent facility we are week in, week out. And G-Tech, of course, the sponsor here in Worcester Universal Display, Aston's Coaches, Spirit Executive, Something Party, DC Base Limited and Broomhill Care. and Chris's absolute favourite, the Worcester Knee and Hip Clinic, because he is an old hipster with a dodgy knee.
Very much so.
So he's very much a customer there. They've got a loyalty card, I think, haven't you?
Yep.
Frequent flyer, or whatever they call it. Martin Bountnet, of course, sponsored by Bar 23 here in Worcester, and Matt Newby, of course, is sponsored. His personal sponsor is Spirit Executive, and you can keep up to date with all the latest news and developments here in Worcester by following all of the social media networks: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and all the rest of them as well. And don't forget that your Worcester Wolves merchandise is available in the club shop, so follow all the W's. I think the free delivery offer is over now, but there's plenty of great stuff over there, so just go to all the W's, worcesterwolves.org, and follow the links and have a little bumble around the store. Particularly important this year, for everyone across the league to support their clubs. All the merchandise sales that the clubs have and so on. It's all great income for the clubs, because it's been a tough old year so far, but here we are. And don't forget the Worcester Wolves YouTube channel, of course. You can turn on the notifications there for all the player interviews and all of the other snippets of information that are put out day in and day out. And a great job that the team do up here in Worcester, in fact, across the whole league. So we are going to take a break now. 12 minutes to go until the second half, so we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with the second half live and in full here for you, so whatever you do, don't go away. Welcome back to the University Arena in Worcester. It is the Leicester Riders who lead here in this round 19 BBL Championship game by 40 points to 34 as we go into the third quarter. It's looking tight, Chris.
Very, very. I just looking all down the stats, and no player in double figures. And you look in the comparisons and everything, even percentage-wise. 67% free throws each, 47% free field goals each. It's as close as it can be, but obviously with Riders just having that 6 points extra, leads, runs. The only thing is that the run that Leicester had, was 12 against 8, and I think that's the difference. It just runs and stuff like that. So. And 16 points versus 26 points. That's the big thing. That's the only thing that you can say is 26 points in the paint for Leicester against Worcester's 16.
Yeah. So
from that point of view, and you got to expect it when you got three big men in there, and Walker obviously playing limited minutes, but came in there, and I think that's the thing for Wolves is that can their bodies last out the physical intensity of Leicester in the paint.
Well, 12 unanswered points in that second quarter from the Leicester Riders, which unbuttoned Worcester's 11-point lead. As we get back underway, Mike Parks Jr. hands off to Martin Boutneck. Boutneck floats it up, misses everything, but Mike Parks is there. Keeps it alive, 3 seconds on the clock. McSwiggan needs to get it away, too much on it. Mike Parks has it. Nelson Henry says no, and William Lee collects it. So here comes Connor Washington again for the Riders. Anderson, Corey Johnson to Lee. Nelson Henry needs to inhale the ball inside. Anderson, they kick it out to Nelson Henry for 3. Front iron for him. Williams collects it, dishes it to Mike Parks. Mike Parks just uses his body well. Good footwork.
Yeah.
To find the space, stripped away by Lamar Kimball. Swigan, Martin Boutneck. Kimball cross court to McSwiggan. McSwiggan hits up the mid-range two, no good. The fadeaway doesn't go, so 4-point game. Corey Johnson, Washington. Anderson left in a bit of space. This time the triple doesn't connect. And the ball connects with the hands of Lamar Kimball off the ironwork. He switches on the afterburners. Bundles the ball out of bounds. And that is going to be a Riders ball from the end line. So good opportunity. In transition, goes begging for Wolves. And here come the Riders again. A lot of space. Good ball movement around the perimeter from the Riders. Nice dish inside to Nelson Henry. He's fouled by Mike Parks Jr. And so, well, actually give it against Josh McSwiggan.
Yeah, it was. I think it was either it definitely was, or he was thinking, I'll take that one and protect Parks.
So that puts Nelson Henry on the line. Nelson Henry strings the first of those two. Darian Nelson Henry sets for the second. Can't connect, and Kimball just keeps it alive for Worcester. Kimball. Just about next to Kimball. Just not able to get those distance shots away. Oh, great dish to Mike Parks, but he fumbles the ball, just loses the handle on it. Now it goes to Washington. Lee. Nelson Henry. He goes, yeah, he travelled with it, lifted his pivot foot, and it's going to be in travel all day and all night. So 5-point game, 7:36 turnover ball. Lamar Kimball. Josh McSwiggan goes inside to Jordan Williams. Jordan Williams now backing down on Anderson. Anderson puts up the... Oh! Count them! And one for Jordan Williams. We were just saying there, Chris, Jamel Anderson with that characteristic bar on.
But that's the thing, he's daring you. I mean, that was no different to what Williams did with the core. That's all you want, consistency.
Jordan Williams on the line sinks the three-point play, so 2 points the difference now. And Worcester are going to sniff of levelling this up, but they need a stop. Trading buckets is not going to do it. Great movement. Washington for three, no good. Kimball has it off the front iron. Lightning quick back in defence. The Riders, Jordan Williams can't finish. He collects the rebound again. He is floored and is called for the travel. So, great defensive stand from the Riders. And it's going to be Corey Johnson to inbound from the end line. Gosh, it has been an up and down affair so far. It's a one-shot ball game. Washington to William Lee. Lee goes to Corey Johnson. Johnson steps back for two, doesn't go. Jordan Williams. Big box from him. There's Josh McSwiggan. Kicks it out to Kimball. Kimball has a look at it. Great defensive work, Lamar Kimball ties it up at 41 apiece here in Worcester. What a ball game we've got on our hands. Always a fixture that delivers every time these two teams meet. Anderson buries it from downtown. 3-point ball game. They are slugging it out. Leicester regain the lead. Kimball goes into Mike Parks. Mike Parks, Jordan Williams now. Jordan Williams going to work on Jamel Anderson. This time puts it up high off the window, doesn't go. Parks just bats it out into the hands of Connor Washington. Beautiful dish and a great finish from Jamel Anderson.
Yeah. Matt knew he wasn't happy with the fact that Wolves got beat back in transition then. I mean, Wolves, again, it's just that relaxing. They've a couple of times they've had the ball underneath the basket and expecting Leicester to come hacking or pushing them or something, and they've had more time than they thought, and they've just bobbled out. And that's the thing that Leicester do, and the good teams do to you. They'll come hard, and you think you haven't got the time, and this, you just got to relax and just go into do your thing, how you would normally do it, and everything will be fine. Don't adjust your shot. Don't do anything. If you're having to do those things, it's not right.
Yeah, the under the basket scramble.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And if you have to change your shot, then you've got it. I think Parks. The nice thing with Parks is that I think there was a fast break on. And because he received the ball with his footwork wrong, instead of trying to go up unbalanced, he stopped, put a dribble in, and then went back the other way and got himself self-composed, if you like. And you think to yourself, at one point you think to yourself, oh God, what have you done? You had an easy basket. And then the next thing is actually, well, 1 minute, you did the right thing.
Well, we're saying no player on either team in double figures at half-time, but Mike Parks has since bagged a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. Meantime, Mika Eland, who's checked in to the game. Kimball is fouled, so that won't count. On the floor, sideline possession, 14 on the shot clock, on the inbounds pass. Mika Eland, the young fella from California. Jordan Williams Jamel Anderson all over him. Lamar Kimball, little Eurostep, puts it up. Doesn't go. Collects his own rebound, finds the 2 points. Wolves within 3. Inside the last 5 minutes of the quarter. It's a 3-point ball game. Leicester just edging this game so far. Gino Crandall dances around, loses the ball, and that's going to be a Riders' ball. Good defensive work from Worcester. 8 seconds on this inbounds. So Gino Crandall puts it into Williams. To Lee, I beg your pardon. William Lee, of course. Gino Crandall dances at the elbow, can't get it to go. Nelson Henry picks it up off the ironwork, gathers the scraps and delivers the points. 5-point ball game. There's to Kimball. Kimball once again drives hard inside, banks it in, goes to bank it in off the glass, doesn't go. William Lee took an elbow. Took an elbow to the face there, William Lee. So, Nelson Henry whistle for the foul, first one of the game. Corey Johnson takes a breather for Ali Fraser. Checks in, as does Mustafa Heron. Swinging into Williams. Kimball puts it up. Long way downtown with that one, just doesn't go. Nobody really getting a consistent look from outside so far in this game. Mustafa Heron now. Anderson, Crandall. Fraser off the pick and roll, but Crandall goes for the triple that doesn't go. 5 points the difference. 3:54 to play in the third quarter. Kimball certainly ain't done in the third this game. Lamar Kimball. Oh my goodness me, Kimball strings it from distance. Worcester back within 2. Rob Paternoster really unhappy with that, the fact he was allowed to get that look.
Had 3 big men at the top of that zone, and it was like none of them had their hands up. He's sort of saying, well, come on, guys.
Gino Crandall dancing around perimeter. 6 on the clock. Heron for 3, no good. Kimball grabs it. So, 2-point ball game, and Worcester have it now with Lamar Kimball once again. Drives inside, he is fouled. That's going to be the 4th team foul for the Riders in the quarter.
Yeah, he's done really well, to be fair, because he's taking it to them, and Leicester are sort of reaching in and putting the body there, which you expect them to do. You never know, you never want to let a player go past and stuff. So from that point of view, he's done really, really well, been really aggressive offensively.
So Kimball and Williams check out, and Martin Boutnecht is back in. Burns goes to McSwiggan. McSwiggan, you have a look at it, goes inside now to Mike Parks. Oh, Mike Parks puts up the distance shot, doesn't go. 2:54 to play. 2-point ball game. Fraser, 2 points. No good, fouls on. Tidies it up. 2-shot ball game. Not the best shot selection there from Mike Parks.
Well, you could say that same with Leicester. It was like Fraser doing the same sort of thing, but I think the thing was that with Parks, then he got the ball too far out. You want to be have your foot on in the blue part of the court, and once you got that, then you're good.
So Elan dances his way through, long range 2. Mika Elan doesn't go. Washington's there to collect it off the ironwork. Back to Gino Crandall. Connor Washington inside to Fraser. Beautifully weighted pass inside to Ali Fraser, who duly delivers 2 points for the Riders. So Riders just engage another gear once again. The pendulum starts to swing the other way, and foul on Elijah Burns. Tough call.
Looked clumsy. I don't think it was clumsy. It just looked clumsy.
Yeah. So Riders on 14 fouls in the quarter, 1:58 to play. And 6 points the difference between the teams. So 1:55 to go. Fraser to Washington. Have a look at it. Mika Elan is there. Mustafa Heron for three. No good. White Parks Jr. collects it. Elan over the timeline. Williams just spawning up again. Great defensive work from Connor Washington. Boutnecht struggling to get it inside. Fouls on is all over Jordan Williams. Time for a quick conversation from him. He puts it up. No good. Mike Parks is there. Fumbles the ball. Washington has it now over the timeline. Connor Washington. Out to Heron. Heron just muscled out of the paint there. Heron once again. Found his way over the top of Martin Boutnecht, and that is going to be an offensive foul. Good stand from the Dutchman. So Heron doesn't agree. Wants to have it.
That was the obvious one. That was a yeah.
The Spanish archer fell.
Yeah.
Elbow. Boutnecht into Williams. Jordan Williams now once again going to work on. Aaron fouls on this time over the top. Can't get it to go. Aaron fouls on, collects it. Good outlet to Washington. He hands off to Falzon, just loses the momentum on the basketball there. Aaron Falzon, but to get it back to Washington. 11 on the shot clock. Falzon, head fake, baseline, isolated, out to Fraser. This time they work it well to Connor Washington. Buries it from deep. 19 seconds to play. Shot clock turned off. 14 now on the game clock. Mika Elan for Wolves. 9-point ball game. Martin Boutnecht, he's looking at it. It's stripped away by Gino Crandall, but whistle on the play.
Yeah, feet.
So Gino Crandall got to hand it over. So Elan, 4 seconds now. Jordan Williams almost gets it stripped. Elan's there. No foul comes, and that is it. End of the quarter, and it's the Leicester Riders who lead here by 55 points to 46. Chris, wrap that one up for us.
Well, it's the usual. It's the same old. Is that I think what's happening is from a Wolves point of view and from the game point of view is that they almost like ride the storm of whoever's starting for Leicester, and then they just bring in a next wave, and that wave is almost like it's even more intense than the first one, and it's whether you can deal with that and whether you've given your everything to control the first wave, and then the second wave comes through. So from Leicester, it's great rotation, but from Wolves is that the people who are being subbed in have got to make sure that they make their mark in the game.
Yeah.
And at the moment is that because Leicester are playing with that high intensity, this is where you see whether the people coming off the bench have that ability to get into that up to that intensity and match it. And from Matt Newby's point of view is that it's almost like, well, you've got to put them in because you've got to give players rest, but at the same point is that, guys, if you're going to go in, you've got to match the intensity that your opposition has given you. So that for me is the secret of this last quarter, is that whether whichever five are on court for Worcester can match whichever five is on for Leicester, and whether throughout the rotations of the quarter is that whichever player is on has to do the job of the opposition but up a 10% notch.
Well, it's a tight affair down in Plymouth, the Devon derby, Southwest derby down there. Bristol Flyers leading 35-30 at half time, and in fact, yes, that is half time score down there, so again we'll keep it across that. So a tight affair by all accounts. Meantime, here in Worcester, Wolves trail 46-55 at the start of the fourth and final quarter here of this round 19 BBL Championship game. And it's Kimball, double team, Williams the open man at the top, goes inside to Boutnecht, stripped away again by Crandall. Crandall just dances his way to the bucket. 11 points now. So Worcester having to tough out the start of this fourth quarter. Kimball just loses his footing. Connor Washington. Washington drives inside. No foul, says the referee. Lamar Kimball, it was a long way out with that. Heron plucks it off the ironwork. He goes to Crandall. Heron to Crandall. Fraser, long range two, no good. Washington is there to collect it. Josh McSwiggan just got a finger to the ball. Heron, stop and go. Hard inside to the bucket. Count them and the bonus for Mustafa Heron. Great finish.
Yeah, used his body well, kept his positioning well.
So good work. Good work from Leicester. So Wilkins joins the proceedings as Josh McSwiggan takes a breather. Probably some of the biggest minutes of the season, I think, for Josh McSwiggan tonight. Mustafa Heron makes that three-point play. Yeah, 25 minutes almost played by Josh McSwiggan. Kimball. Wow. So, pushing foul. Leicester ball. So Parks is on 3 fouls. Washington on the inbounds. Crandall fouls on. So, offensive foul. So Campbell, he goes to Martin Boutnecht. 8:19 to play now. Fourth and final quarter of the game. 14, biggest lead of the game now for the Leicester Riders. Jordan Williams has got Boutnecht outside, but it's picked off by Mustafa Heron. Great work from him. Just gets his pocket picked. And Jordan Williams' body language says everything. And unsurprisingly, Matt Newby wants to talk it over.
Yeah, well, I mean, what Leicester are doing very, very well is they're collapsing on whoever's driving to the basket and putting almost like a big man underneath the basket. So Wolves are worried about and thinking about, especially the guards are thinking about being checked. And then they look for the dish, but what happens is that Leicester are just surrounding them and having their hands ready.
Yeah.
And they can't sort of where Wolves in that first quarter, if you remember, where there was a lot of ball movement, drive, dish. Leicester have sort of sealed that off now and have adjusted accordingly. And then Wolves are just like getting up in the air and then sort of saying, well, who's ready? And then that's why they're losing the ball. And it's that the double down. There's no quick ball movement, and Wolves just need to move the ball a whole lot quicker. From a Leicester's point of view, is they're just executing, and stepping up, and Wolves need to now just dig in and find a way to break that strong defence that Leicester have got on at the moment.
Well, it's an important game, or an important 2 points really for Wolves in terms of where they finish come the end of the season, and obviously it's a slender lead down there in Plymouth, but Bristol 4 behind, and then Sharks playing tomorrow night, so it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out, but really important 2 points up for grabs tonight if Worcester can find a way through the deficit here. So at the moment it's Mike Fox Jr. who's trying to find a way through Ali Fraser, and there's going to be a foul on Henry Wilkins. So first foul of the game for Wilkins, 7:45 to play, and Leicester have it. Connor Washington on the inbounds to Crandall. So Gino Crandall. It's a good matchup with Lamar Kimball. Lamar Kimball just gets a hand to the ball. Crandall manages to hang on to it. Fraser, Crandall. Kimball is all over him. Referee's letting it go. Crandall drives hard inside. This time the foul comes.
Looked like a hell ball to me.
Yeah, Kimball really unhappy with that. Only his first foul of the game, but Wolves now 14 fouls, 7:25 to play. In fact, 5 team fouls, and 1 given the other way. So
yeah,
double foul.
No, it's technical, isn't it?
Well,
double foul.
Yeah, double foul. So Wolves in the bonus.
Yeah. Good. I need it.
With 7 minutes and 25 seconds to play. Riders only with 2 in this quarter. So Wolves are going to have to dig deep now. Heading into the last 7.5 minutes of this game. Gino Crandall sinks the first mean times from the line. And he strings the second. So Elijah Burns will check back into the game. For Mike Parks Jr. So Williams on the inbounds. Worcester looking to inject some pace now into the game. Williams hard to the hole. Goes to Wilkins. Burns drives high off the window, just can't get it to drop. Nothing falling for Worcester in this quarter. Good ball movement. Fouls on for 3. It was just short, almost collected, but Kimball has it. Goes to Boutnecht, into Burns. Burns only manages to get a finger to it, but Kimball is there to tidy up. Burns got fouls on reaching in for the ball, and Elijah Burns is going to go to the line.
That's the thing, that pressure all the time. Wolves are throwing it and trying to, they're just not getting any time to look up, relax.
So Burns on the line. Makes the first and 1 to come for Elijah Burns. So Wolves needing to climb the mountain now. Elijah Burns, the man to set them on their way, makes both of those.
Lots of time left though.
Yep, 6 minutes, 39 seconds to play. Gino Crandall straight down the middle of the lane. The difference. Williams calling the play. Boutnecht. So Lamar Kimball called again, 3rd foul of the game, and it's going to be shots for Leicester, and they can't afford to do this, Worcester.
No, that won't be shots because it's offensive foul. But yeah, it is. He's got to keep his cool because he's got to stay on the court for Wolves.
Well, he's on 3 personal now. Crandall airballs it into the hands of Jordan Williams. Martin Boutnick has it. So now what could Worcester craft from here? They need buckets, but they need stops now. Elijah Burns this time just won't go. But Elijah Burns gets himself to the hoop. He seems to have found another gear.
I think Wolves, what they need to do is that the other thing is that spread the floor. They spread the floor and don't let sort of Leicester double down, hunting packs and stuff like that. If Wolves just spread it a little bit, and then it's more difficult to come and help. And if you do help, then you have to come away from your player on a longer distance, which gives you the space, if you do dish it, to give yourself some time to react.
Nelson, Henry and Anderson check in. So Fraser Falzon check out of the game. Elijah Burns sinks the first of those two. So Elijah Burns, second one, wipes its feet on the way in. But Ryder's also now on 14 fouls with 5:45 to play. So that kind of balances the account a little bit. Certainly for Wolves now, it's Nelson Henry. He's certainly got the height advantage, and so Jordan Williams is called for the foul. I'm saying it was a bar on, but
strange thing was that the one referee said he travelled first, and the other one referee said no.
Well, scoreboard don't lie.
No,
You know?
no, that's it. You could sort of moan about that, but it's still 16 points, isn't it? But yeah, Wolves just need to keep on going, keep on working, keep on toughing it out. But yeah, if Leicester are doing what they're doing and doing it really well, which they are, is that when Wolves do go to the basket and do want to look for a dish off, if it's too close and too intricate, then Leicester are getting their hands into it and having their hands ready. Spread them out a bit, see whether they can one, defend you one-on-one, and then two, if they foul you, then you go to the free throw line and claw it back on the free throw line. But defensively, it's do or die now. Last 5 minutes, you've just got to step it up, and it's going to be whoever's defense is the strongest. But Wolves have got to get going quickly now.
Well, 16 is the difference. 5 minutes, 32 seconds to play. Wolves on 5 team fouls, so they're in the bonus. Riders ain't too far behind them on 4. And meantime, Darian Nelson-Henry is going to be on the line to shoot 2. And a lot of debate going on with the referee. On the other side with Matt Newby. Nelson-Henry doesn't make the first of those 2, so for the moment it stays at 16. Nelson-Henry once again strings the second, so 17 the lead. Boutnick goes to Burns. Kimball down to Elijah Burns, he kicks it out to Wilkins. Mistimes the pass, and Lamar Kimball, he wasn't expecting it, he threw it to avoid the travel, but again it's turned over, and hard work. So new balls please. So Wilkins on Washington on the inbounds. Here come the Riders again. Washington to Anderson, to Nelson-Henry inside. Nelson-Henry this time straight over the top, can't finish. Williams is there to collect it. It goes to Lamar Kimball. Kimball dances inside, high off the window, no good. Once again, just nothing dropping for Worcester. Out of bounds, knocked out by Martin Poutknecht. The clock is just inching away for 39 to play. So Heron, Gino Crandall at the top. He has a look, drives inside, puts it up, no good. Jordan Williams is there to collect it once again. Campbell now for Wolves. Elijah Burns with the triple. Doesn't go.
This is what Leicester's going to do now. They're going to slow the game down, run through their sets.
Burns almost gets a hand to it. This time he does get a hand to it. Elijah Burns, good work from him.
Yeah.
Ryder's ball on the end line, so 7 seconds on this inbounds ball. McSwiggan checks in for Poutknecht. Henry goes inside. It's going to be a shot clock violation for sure. So Worcester have it. 3:58 to play. 17 the difference. Yep, it's looking like hard work now.
Yeah, especially the way Leicester are playing, and Wolves have to get them out of doing that.
Kendall to Burns to Williams. Elijah Burns, long range two from Elijah Burns. Gets it to go, 3:35 to play. The lead now for the Riders. Gino Crowley goes across court to Washington. Oh, and another triple from Connor Washington. Finds his stroke from the corner. 18 the lead, Campbell. Elijah Burns. Burns muscles his way hard to the bucket. Doesn't go. Nelson Henry collects it. This time it's Gino Crandall. Directs the traffic, as you say, Chris. They've really taken the wind out of the sails of this game. Nelson Henry can't get it to go. Campbell at the other end. Wilkins puts up the triple, just rims out. Well, it's one of those quarters where nothing's going in.
No.
Crandall just winding out the clock, 2:24 to play. He's got 7 on the shot clock. Drives inside, dishes in to Nelson Henry this time. He finds the points, 20 the difference. Campbell to Williams to McSwiggan. Got Nelson Henry all over him. Nice dish to Burns. Burns just can't get the finish. Looking for the foul that never came. We're inside the last couple of minutes now. Again, with a 20-point deficit. Gino Crandall just hanging on to the ball, slowing the game down. And Nelson Henry can't hold on to it. Subs now for Worcester. Daniel Johnson-Thompson, Taylor Rakiki and Mika Elan check in. Kimball, McSwiggan and Ramsdale Owen also checks in for Elijah Burns. So, last minute and a half of the game. Coach giving everybody a run out. And Mark Williamson, so changing of the guard for Wolves. Yeah. 20 points the difference now, with 1:26 to play, and it's been a Mika Elan really caught on the ankle there. But, again, Leicester just happy to wind down the clock. Washington, 7 on the shot clock. Tola Akiki making life difficult. Washington this time can't connect. Nathan Ramsdale-Owen collects it off the ironwork. Mika Relan, Ramsdale-Owen. Mika Relan goes hard to the bucket, finds another 2 for Worcester. Gets it under 20. But, so, subs to the Leicester Riders. Justin Headley. Checks into the game. Wild in the corner, hits a triple. There you go. Come in and show us what you can do, said the coach.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There it was. Well, it's one of those days, really. Tola Akiki at the other end, high off the glass, no good. Ball is out of bounds. And it's going to be a Wolves ball from the end line. 5.8 seconds on the inbounds. Try and do something with it. Williamson for 3, he nails one as well. 2 youngsters come in right at the death. Look to do something, and with that, Worcester Wolves at the final buzzer, taken down by the Leicester Riders here at the Worcester Arena by 75 points to 57. You wrap on that one, Chris.
Tough. It was tough work, wasn't it? Tough work, and Leicester sort of wore them down, and the fourth quarter they just put the knife to them, didn't they? Really.
Well, that's it here in Worcester, and we'll be back here on Friday when the Worcester Wolves take on the Cheshire Phoenix. 7 o'clock tip off in that one, but it's finished here. Leicester Riders 75, Worcester Wolves 57. From me, Juliana, my very good friend Chris Lowe. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you soon.